started on the power of starting small in business and then growing yourself to the next level, right? That is a specific topic that I'm gonna talk about in this specific live. I always get questions from people and ask me like, I don't have much money, I would like to start myself, I would like to start somewhere and grow myself and move to the next level. But I don't have much money, I do not have much experience as far as the businesses are concerned. So I always tell people, you know what, don't worry about that. What you're supposed to understand is that in any business that you aspire to start, it has 3 versions. And version number 1, there is always the small version of it, there is a medium version of it, and we have the larger or the bigger version of it. It depends. Where you are right now, you have to identify the business of your interest. You pick up and say, this is the business of my interest, this is the business that I would like to start. And then from there, ask yourself, like, what are the requirements to start this specific business, and how can I take myself to the next level? Once you identify that, you can be able to say, let's say maybe I have like 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, then I can get started with this amount of money, get myself to the next level, and I prospect myself, let's say in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, I will be somewhere. Then I will be able to, put more money in, get myself to the next level and grow to the next level that I would like to get. So today I'm going to talk specifically about the power of starting small and then growing yourself to the next level, because there is always something that I call the conventional way of growth. There is nothing like, I heard people talk, or I always hear people talk about like, you can only start a business if you rich, or maybe if you do something of that. But the point is this: do you have something small that you can be able to start with? Go ahead, start with that, and then grow slowly as the time goes. All right. For example, let's take an example. You're this kind of a guy who aspires to have a cereal shop. I'm gonna use that one as an example, all right? So let's say you're this kind of a guy who aspires to have a cereal shop. But again, if you do your own math and then you realize that for you to have an average cereal shop costs around, let's say 200 G's or 200K, all right? But that is not the money that you have as of now. But you have your 30,000, you have your 40,000. What you're supposed to do, identify a place where you can be able to source that specific commodity that you want to sell. Concentrate on that specific place, then identify a location that you want to start that place, or rather start that business. Make sure that you put all the things needed, and then from there you can start with maybe, let's say, like kilo 10 ya unga ya ugali hapo, kilo 5 ya mchele, kilo 5 labda ya dengu na vitu kama hizo. Unaanza tu mahali popote tu, and then from there you can transit yourself to the next level. It's all about growth, right? Because there is one thing that we know about money. No matter how long you take to save money, you accumulate money. Sometimes big things comes in, takes your money goes, and then maybe, let's say, you save like 20,000, 30,000, something comes up. Because I always tell people, the most predictable thing about life is unpredictability. You can never predict life. So the best thing to do is that you love business, get into it. Don't worry what happens, get into it and get moving. That's what you do, right? And then from there you can be able to say like, oh wow. Because most of the times if you ask business people, they always say like, I started somewhere, I didn't have money, now look where I am, I have this kind of a thing. That's how you take yourself to the next level, all right? So just like I was saying, starting small requires you to have a small amount of money, and then identify a location that you want to source the specific commodity that you want to sell. And then after that, set up the business, trust in yourself, and have the trust above your head, and you move to the next one. For example, I always get these DMs from people and asking me, hey Joseph, you know what, I am asking maybe 100K, is it enough to start a hardware? Is it enough to start a, wines and spirit? Is it enough to start a milk bar? Is it enough to blah, 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 blah? Those kind of questions. And I always tell them what? Listen, any amount of money that you have out there can start a given business, provided you don't care what the people says. Pick up yourself from where you are and then grow to the next level. I always tell people this: qualification for you to do business, it is 2. You have to have 2 things for you to do business. Number 1, you have to be a risk taker. I know this is not new, it has been preached like throughout the time. You have to be a risk taker. And the second point, you have to look as if you're crazy. You have to look as if you do not know what you're doing, but you know what you're doing. I always tell people like, it's always good to look as if you don't think but you do than to think like than to look as if you think but you don't. That's the point. Start from where you know you can, pick yourself from that point, from that point, provided, I always tell people, have what I call a tactical maneuver. Like you have at least at the basis of what you want to do. That is the most important thing that you can ever do to your life of businesses, right? And it's always good to identify some few things before getting started. Number one, let's say you want to put up a hardware. At least have 3 people with you, or have 3 people for you. The person number one, have somebody who is successful in that business, who you look after as your mentor or as somebody who challenges you to grow. Number 2, have somebody who is not successful, but they're somewhere they're pushing the business to the next level. And number 3, have somebody who started the business, sometimes failed due to some reasons. He learned or she learned the lesson, and you can learn something out of it. All right? So get yourself 3 people. I said person number 1, get somebody who is successful in that business to challenge you, to help you with the experience and move to the next level. Number 2, let me see. I hope you can hear me, guys. I hope you can hear me. You can text me there and tell me if you can hear me. All right, what was I saying? When you're starting a business, make sure at least you have 3 people on board. Person number 1, somebody who is successful in that specific business. Person number 2, make sure that you have somebody who is trying the best they can. They aren't that big successful. They haven't, they are not operating a big company, but they are somewhere, they are making profit and they are pushing on, right? Those are the guys who give you morale. They are the guys who tells you know what, I'm facing this kind of challenges. Don't give up. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. That's the point, all right? And have that person is the person who started the business, failed, and learned the lessons. That's the point. The moment you have those 3 kind of people on board at all the time, then rest assured that you're prone to start somewhere and grow yourself to the next level. Because once you surround yourself with these kind of people, the employees, there are people who challenges businesses a lot. These people who are employed, these people who are employed, they're always like, okay, I'm not a risk taker. I don't think I can be able to sustain the risk. I don't think I'm able to sustain the losses and such kind of a thing. They are those kind of people. I always tell people, like, make sure the people who you surround with are people who are either in the business that you want to get yourself to, or they're in any business. Then from there you can be able to get some. But it's like when you're what? Let's say when you want to marry, and then you're asking or you are getting the information or the advices from the divorced people who have negative attitudes towards marriage. Of course, they always tell you how bad it is. You should not get yourself into it and something of sort. So get people who are relevant, people who are into it, people who are doing that thing already, and that's the best place where you can get the relevant information. All right, that's the point. Number 3, I always tell people, before engaging yourself into any business, if you're this kind of a guy who want to get into business, make sure that you have the information required. Number 1, you have the location. Number 2, and when you say location, goes hand in hand with the target customers, all right? Where the business you want to locate your business determines, or somebody can prospect and say you're choosing that specific location because that's where you have your specific target customers, all right? So when you're choosing a location, simply means that you're considering the target customers, right? Number 3, you are supposed to identify the product that you want to sell, whether it resonates with that specific client that you're selling. I was giving an example somewhere. I had a friend of mine who started a coffee shop or a coffee business, all right? That individual said, like, okay, I love coffee business, I love coffee industry, I would like to have a coffee, maybe when he used to get to see these successful coffee shops, he used to feel motivated and such kind of a thing. So he said, one day I will start a coffee shop. And indeed he did actually start a coffee shop. But there is a mistake that he did, all right? You start something that you're passionate about, you start something about something that you love, but you have not considered whether that is what your customers love. What do I mean by that point? He went to a place, I won't name the place, he went to a place, set up a very nice, good-looking coffee shop with, woody work, with a computer hapo hivyo kidogo, to matunda, elegant place with a very nice uniform and such kind of a thing. And there he was waiting for the customers, sometimes you could get customers, sometimes you could get the customers. So the business was challenging. It was not even able to sustain, to pay its own rent and such kind of a thing. And the mistake this guy did, he loves the coffee, he loves the business, he understands everything about the coffee business. He is a trained catering now, and he's selling his coffee at a price of 50 shilling a cup. All right. At the evening, because the locality where he set up that specific business, it's an average place. So at the evening, there's some guys who comes in. These are the guys who hawk the coffees with a small dispenser, wanakudispensia coffee moto jioni some mandazi hapo na such kind of a thing. So they sell that coffee at 10 shillings only. This guy has been selling his coffee from the morning till evening for 50 shilling. So you're just an average guy who want to buy a coffee. Would you go to that 50 shilling one, or will you wait at the evening? Na unajua kawaida evening ndo kunakuwa na baridi, and get for the 10 bob one. So what the guy did, he set up a very nice business, a very nice a very nice, sort out business. But where he failed is the target customer. Sometimes investing on what you love, it is not the point. It is considering what you love. Yes, it's a factor. Number two, who are you selling to? Because you're not selling to yourself, you're selling to people who have different tastes, who have different, terms of earning, who, subscribe to different understandings. So it is good to make sure that at least you put into consideration your target customers. Who are they? What do they consider? What are their earnings? What is the environment? What does it sell? Who are your competitors? How do they do it? What can you leverage on that and move to the next point? And that's why I always tell people, yeah, you tell me you are passionate about this business, this is a beauty business, this is a fashion industry, this is a blah, 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 blah. And then you get yourself into the business without knowing the nitty-gritties of that specific business. You don't even know who are your competitors. You don't even know what can I do to make sure that at least I am able to move my business to the next level in terms of growth. That is what you're supposed to understand, all right? Today I'm doing this live from a very open place, just relaxing. After all, it's on Friday, just having fun and such kind of a thing. And I said, you know what, I think we should discuss about this. If you read from the title, it's all about starting small and then growing yourself to the next level. That is the topic. I'm trying to look for the comments around this place. Yeah, I'm trying to look for the comments. Now. Where were we? I was saying it is good and it is recommended for you to have all those research together, verified, so that at least you can be able to make a candid decision whenever you are making any business move, right? So the other point is this: make sure that you know very well where you are sourcing your material, and where you are sourcing your material. Whether are your suppliers, people call them distributors, others call them wholesalers and such kind of thing. So always ask yourself whether the commodity that you're getting it at the best price, because it depends. How are your operational costs? How much are you buying? Then how much are you selling? So that at least you can, toanisha those two mahesabu ndio ujue exactly ni pesa ngapi una earn na una earn namna gani na ni vipi unaweza kugrow your business to the next level. Usidharau pesa ambazo uko nazo unataka kuanzisha biashara. This is a true story. This is not an inspiration. And if it is, then there is no problem with it, right? But it's real, it's applicable, and you can be able to move yourself to the next level. There is a time I made a video nikasema, kwa mfano uko na 5,000 na unataka kuanzisha biashara, na wewe ni mtu ambaye unapenda biashara, alright? Unaweza fanya vipi na hizo 5,000 uanzishe kitu ambacho katakusaidia wewe uweze kujikuza na uendelee to the next level. Kitu cha kwanza unafaa kuondoa vitu zinaitangwa aibu kwa maisha yako. You won't get yourself into business, right? So ukiwa na 5,000 unaweza shika kitu, right? Ukiwa na 3,500, 4, 10 vitu kama hivyo unaweza shika. Kwa mfano I gave a very simple example. Let's say mali unaishi kunaishi watu wengi, maybe it's a nested. When I say a nested, I don't mean like an enclosed estate. What I mean is it's an estate where you find like wasi wengi kama Pipeline, Utawala, Kawangware, for those who are in Nairobi or any other town in our country. You get the point? Unaweza identify mahali ambapo unaweza tafuta a very small meza hapo kidogo, a very nice one, right? Tafuta mtungi moja ama mtungi miwili vya maziwa ambao umesafisha vizuri. Identify a place ambapo unaweza toa you can source your milk at a very good price. Number 3, tafuta vitu vya kupima ambavyo unajua ni visafi, right?
unaweza pata kwa si lazima hata ununue refrigerator. Unaweza letewa maziwa yako, labda umeletewa lita 20, from there unachemsha maziwa yako, unaitoa pale kwa jioni na unaweza kufanya biashara yako. Hivyo ndo unafaa kuelewa kufanya biashara. Anzisha na kile kidogo ambacho uko nacho, from there grow yourself pole ndio uweze to move to the next level na biashara itaweza kusonga mbele. Hivyo ndo unafaa kufanya. Kwa mfano labda wewe una aspire kufungua inaitwa nini? Una aspire kufungua milk bar, unaweza anzia hapo. Kuna mtu unapatanga sometimes anapikia chapati mahali hivi. Unaona? These people wanakuanga na that, anaenda na identify kibanda, anafungua biashara yake hapo ya chapati, anapikia watu chapati, chakula na vitu kama hivi. Baada ya muda unamuona ameshachukua ni ndio mkopo yake amekomboa, ameanza kuweka vitu viwili vitatu hapo, ameanza kuingia the surrounding people, ameanza kutengeneza pesa. After hapo unasikia the same guy is still growing, ameanza to incorporate the other services, ameanza kuleta kipato. That's how you grow. It doesn't have any other shortcut apart from that. That's how you grow yourself. That's how you move yourself to the next level, and that's how you do business. It's as simple as that, right? So guys, perhaps if you have any question and you're here on this live, you can go ahead and ask me any question. You can post any comment hapo hivyo chini, ndio tuweze kusoma pamoja, ndio tuweze to move to the next level. Alright? So, biashara kitu moja unafaa kuelewa, si lazima ukasubiri upate pesa mingi ndio uanzishe biashara yako, hapana, na kitu kama hiyo. So anyway guys, hii live ya leo siku nataka ikiwe long hivyo. I'm not used to having a very long live kwa YouTube, but kama tunazisaidiana plan kwa kitu, so why not come to this live, share some ideas, we talk, we relax. Na najua leo ni Friday, kama kila kitu, weka kitu kidogo jifikie mahali, things happens, so ni vizuri pia unakuwa na that time that you're able to save something out of it. Alright? So tumekubaliana one thing, make sure that you do not despise the humble beginning in terms of your business. Start with the amount of money that you have, from there ugrow pole na utaweza kujiendeleza. Yeah. You're able to move yourself to the next level. Maybe that's the best advice. Sometimes wali inakwanga ngumu kidogo kutumia. So tumekubaliana hivyo, usidharau kazi yote ambayo unafikiria unaweza kidogo, hiyo kidogo move to the next level. Right? For example, there was a certain lady whom we were talking and we were having a conversation and I was advising. The lady was asking me, Joseph, I have like 10,000 with me. Nimejaribu kutafuta nyumba hii area ambayo unaweza weka biashara, lakini nyumba zenyewe rent ni 7,000 za biashara, and then wanaitisha hadi deposit tayari, pesa zangu zimeisha, there's nothing naweza put up. Nikamuuliza ulikuwa unataka kuweka biashara gani? Akaniambia mimi nilikuwa nataka kuweka hii mambo ya grocery. Not grocery, yeah, grocery plus nini? What do you call it? Grocery plus vegetable shop. Nikamwambia fanya hivi, kama unataka kuweka hiyo grocery na vegetable shop, sio lazima uanze big. No, it's not a must. You can start somewhere, grow pole na utaweza siku moja kufungua hiyo duka ambayo unaitaka na utaweza pesa biashara yako. Akamwambia now how do I do that? Nikamwambia kuna vitu unajua and you already have an answer with you. You know a kibanda. Hii kibanda ambacho unaenda kununua kuna wiki nini na vitu kama hizo. You can start there with your 10,000. Komboa mahali, jenga kibanda chako kwa labda ile 4K, tumia 6K uko nayo. Weka vitu vyako hapo, ufunze kuanzia hapo na uendelee na move to the next level. That is just but a simple example. Kuna other big examples. Maybe you are here and perhaps you feel like you would like to get yourself into real estate. There are people who are aspiring, they aspire to be in real estate, they aspire to be in the business of logistics or consultation na kitu kama hizo. You want to grow your brand and take it to the next level. So, the simplest thing one advice you need to do, labda tuseme wewe mwenyewe unataka to get yourself into the real estate. First of all, work towards building your brand. Let people know you. Alright? Let people know you. Carve that brand of yours and let it be understandable to people, and people can be able to relate and say, hey, you know what? If you like, there's some guys who wanaonanga hapo inaitangwa TikTok. Those guys unapata labda mtu anazungumzia construction, anaongea everything kuhusu construction from point A to the last point. So whenever there is somebody somewhere anataka kujenga, who comes in their mind? That guy who does construction, ako wapi? Naweza mpata aje vitu kama hizo. Others who wanaona wakipost about laptops kwa social media. Absolutely, don't despise it. Labda utapost haupati followers, haupati views na vitu kama hizo. It is good to make sure that at least you have what I call the guts to get started and after getting the guts to get started, you progressively believe in yourself and take it to the next level. That's the simplest way I can tell you. You are out there, you like to be in the logistics business. You have one car, you are an aspiring guy who would like to get into different levels in the future. Don't worry about that. Start from where you can. Respect what you have. Know how to manage your cash. Know how to manage your money. And from that point, that is the only standard way how you grow yourself. It's as simple as that. What do I mean? Like, let's say you're operating a business worth like 20,000, 40,000, or even 100,000, right? And then you're not able to, to do what? You are not able to, what do you call it? You're not able to monitor your income, your outcome, your operational cost, like become a that one will be very hard for you. Okay, I see we have guys on board. Kindly give this video a thumbs up. Just click that thumbs up. It is very important. Give it a like, hit it, and that one will be very, very nice thing to do. Just hit that thumbs up. It's called thumbs up, yeah? Just hit it. It is very important. What was I saying? If you are an inspiring, you have an inspiration of starting a business, start somewhere and move to the next level. I don't know whether you guys you can hear me. I'm in a quite an open place. Makelele imejaa, noises are all over, but I hope you can be able to understand what I'm saying. And that will be most important.
Once you
come live, kindly give me a thumbs up. Hit this video, give this video a thumbs up. It is very important and very, very good. If you can hear me kindly and you're on this board, give it a thumbs up. It is very important. So, what was I saying? Do not, at any cost, despise the humble beginning and the humble starting somewhere, and you can grow yourself. That is the simplest advice I can give you. Because once you keep this in mind, like you have to have a lot of money for you to get started. You might only, like all the time, hang around, while saying, oh, I will start this once I get this amount of money, and maybe the amount of money that you're getting before you get it, it will take you like ages. Get into it with the small that you have, get the experience as you move along, and that is the only way that you grow yourself. I hope tumeelewana. I hope you guys have understood me, and if you have, that is the most important thing, right? So as of now, guys, I would like to say thank you for being in this live, and let's meet today at the evening at around 8 p.m. I'll be back here on this live. Goodbye.